Hey guys, my name's Piper. I'm known as Piper Elmas on the boards, or Piper Llamas. My screen name is a combination of first and middle name, nothing fancy. It's an unusual enough name that people normally think I made it up and don't even bother to look for me online. I've been a member since September of 2010, and while that's not very long, I feel like I've integrated fairly well into the post-secret community. I turned 23 weeks ago on May 14th, and the only thing that is feeling any different about that is that I can no longer be lumped in with teenagers, which is kind of refreshing because, well, young people aren't known for their level-headedness and common sense, so that's kind of cool. About me, I graduated in 2008 at the age of 17. I went off to college for music performance originally. I played the clarinet, and here's a clip of me playing the clarinet. It's the Canzonetta by Gabriel Piernet. It's only an excerpt from the piece because the whole piece takes about 4 minutes to play, and I didn't feel like that would be fun to sit through for you guys. So that's me playing clarinet. I haven't played in a very long time and all my keys are getting kind of clicky. I need to oil them, so I apologize for that. I also play bass guitar. I played in a jazz band and I played in rock bands. I've been playing since 8th grade. My favorite piece to play on the bass guitar was from Jethro Tull's album Aqualung, My God, and that was very fun to play. We had a flute player, we had some choir members come out. It sounded okay, I would say, for a high school attempt at a Jethro Tull song. I really like classic rock. That's probably my favorite genre. I am not a huge fan of rap, not a huge fan of country, but of course there are a few songs from each genre that are okay, even if the genre itself is not to my liking. I'm half Turkish. I have a Turkish mother and about as American as they come father. I don't speak the language, unfortunately, but I do speak French fairly fluently. I was born in Seattle, Washington, moved at the age of 3 to Rock Springs, Wyoming, also known as the armpit or asshole of the world, basically. It's a horrible place to live. I lived there for 10 years. Pretty much the only activities that kids my age could participate in were meth or getting pregnant, and I was not interested in either of those. So I basically buried myself in books and didn't watch TV, learned to play the clarinet. I was a geek. I was a loser and I had no friends. Moved to Idaho at the age of 13, so 10 years after moving to Wyoming. Much better. The weather is nicer, it's a little more populated, so there's a lot more to do. Still fairly small. I'm still looking to escape to a bigger city. That's always been my goal. I'm definitely a fan of being in crowded places. I get bored way too easily, and I love meeting new people. So, living in a big city I think would be best for me. I'm actually going to be moving up to the Seattle area in about 2 months, and that's very exciting. I moved out on my own for a year. I had my own apartment, but moved back home to go to school. Yeah. That always sucks, moving out and then coming back, having to deal with your parental rules again. So I'll be out for good in 2 months and cannot wait. I changed my projected major from music performance to psychology for my bachelor's and possibly a psychiatry degree from medical school or a doctorate in psychology, simply because music, while it is a passion of mine, is nowhere near lucrative enough to, I think, comfortably support a family or myself. And as much as I love it, I would also like to be able to live up to a certain standard. and it's really hard to do when you play classical clarinet or sing opera, which is another thing that I do. So I chose psychology or psychiatry because I am fascinated by the way the human mind works. As far as I'm concerned, people are much more interesting than they give themselves credit for. One of my favorite things to do is to go to senior citizen centers and listen to the veterans talk about their experiences in World War I and World War II. So I'm wanting to specialize specifically in post-traumatic stress disorder. I want to travel someday. I'd like to go to France. I'm hoping to visit our very own I Believe in Angels in Taiwan at some point. That would be a lot of fun. Other than that, there's really not a whole lot that I've missed, I don't think. I'm not a particularly exciting individual. I do like a few odd things. I like brightly colored socks and interesting shades of nail polish, as you can all see right here. Hopefully my next video will be a bit more interesting, as we are actually going to have a topic. If you guys have any requests for songs, I can play them on the clarinet, or I can sing them for you. I don't have the skills in piano to accompany myself quite yet, but I did get this nifty video editing software that I'm using at this very moment, and so I will be able to perhaps sing all the parts if you'd like. I'm also open for any questions at any time, kind of like a ongoing truth or dare without the dare, because who knows what you little horrible people will try to get me to do. So, yeah, ask me any questions, I'll answer them. If you have any requests, feel free, and I'd love to hear back from you guys. Other than that, that's pretty much all I can think of. See you guys next week.